You might be wondering why we are here in the M27 out of somewhere in London. Well, it's actually road to Manchester actually, but you know what I mean. So, even though we are in outside here, we are near a motorway pretty much, but we are actually here not to talk about motorway or even England or even London. 15th of June earlier this month, Windows just actually no Microsoft just leaked. I don't know either Microsoft or someone leaked Windows 11's installation ISO. It was Windows 11 SE. It's based on Windows 10, and it was pretty much well. It is what it is. It blew up. A lot of people tried to install it on bare metal. Some didn't know that it actually shouldn't or cannot be installed on Windows on a bare metal. So some of them actually managed to do it on virtual machine, and that's pretty much how most of the viewers or reviewers of the Windows 11 actually finished. I'm actually one of them who actually installed it on my laptop on bare metal, and I'm actually using it right now to record this, even to edit a lot of my projects already. You might be thinking, why did I even do that? Well, to begin with, I just don't like Windows 10 actually. If I'm being honest, I just don't like Windows 10. In on itself though, Windows 11 have quite a lot of improvement. I see a lot less crashes, that's for sure. And then the little animation is really pleasing to my eye. I really love small animations. I mean, I'm coming from someone who is used to use Linux and macOS, so you know why I actually like this kind of small things. And even that, I feel like it's just really good to use pretty much. I don't know why. I just don't want to get into Windows 10. Even though, well, I know very well the risk. Using leaked or pretty much using something that is not official from Microsoft or from any company that's actually going to use it or publish it is not safe. It's not a good idea because it can contain a lot some codes that's actually untrusted. Some code may be malicious. It can be routed to I don't know in the Chinese server or something, and it's kind of worrying actually. That's why even though I'm using Windows 11 right now, I did not share the ISO or anything because I know very well not everyone actually aware the risk of it. So that's why I decided to just keep silent. I'm going to use it. And other than that, there's actually not a bigger risk actually, especially when you are already subscribed to Office 365. It actually kind of violates the license agreement. Although I do see the license agreement on the installer is EULA, which means end user license agreement, which is actually supposed to be a license agreement for consumer, and it was updated on the 20 oh no sorry around the June early June 2021 too. So I believe it's actually already pretty much ready to ship. Although I do understand that Windows 11 in on itself have some kind of improvement in performance and things like that, it still should not be on public, and therefore you can still be terminated by account. So yeah, Microsoft still can terminate your Microsoft account and even invalidates your license key because of this. And actually, we are now like one day before the Windows event. I'm actually recording it on the 23rd of June because I was thinking that maybe I should actually preface it with something a little bit to inform you about the leaked ISO and why I didn't share it. I just show you how it feels like, how it looks like, and how it tastes like using it on a bare metal. But I didn't actually give you any ISO or liquid ISO because I don't think it's right. I don't think it's wise for me to expose all of you to using some ISO that you shouldn't actually do. Especially some people is just curious and they didn't actually know how to deal with some errors that is coming, and even they probably some of them actually don't even know the risk of using it. It's almost 12 a.m. right now, and I was writing this script as I go along. Oh dear, how am I even begin this? It's it looks exactly like how I expect it to be, as you guys probably remember. I'm using the leaked version of Windows 11 right now. The start menu is using the same style as Windows 10X. The taskbar will be two-liner rather than these three-liner ones like how it was right now. And the new action centers and icons and lot of consistencies. Although to be honest, Windows 11 is like Windows 10 with about the time features addition on it. Now, since my best knowledge is not under the hood but more the UX, so let's talk about that. Fluent Design has been in development for quite a long time actually, and it started on Windows when Redstone released, and the eventual demise of Windows 10 Mobile. Google! Anyway, from there we have about at least 3 visual designs in one system. It's that inconsistent. And that's why I hate it inherently. Especially after being used to use Mac for about 6 months or so. Hackintosh, by the way, not something to brag about, but it is what it is. But that is the reason why it's really infuriating for me to use Windows 10. Its design inconsistency really irks me to the core. That when I see the leaked version of Windows 11, my first thought was, oh my god, I want that. It is a very unwise move, to be honest. Knowing the risk that I was going to approach, Microsoft account getting terminated, my computer banned from using Windows or something, which is a good thing, I guess I can use Linux then. For me, it was worth the risk, as long as I don't have to deal with using an inconsistent user interface. So yeah, it's good. Now, let's talk about how the event showed it to us. Okay, first of all, seems like the lock screen is new. The clock will be censored and I'm not sure how notification will be displayed, but we will see about that soon. Action sensor, calendar, volume, all now in Windows 10 X style that is heavily follows the Fluent design. Finally! Start menu is, well, like I said earlier, Windows 10 X style, where there is pinned apps on recent files. Oh yeah, the logo is square, because, I don't know, it's Microsoft, what am I going to say? They love square stuff. But what's the best part of it is the subtle animations on the taskbar. I approve. No, I really approve. I really like that kind of animation. It's subtle, but it's there and you can feel it. That's something that I like. Now, you might think it's going to be weird to have the taskbar centered like this, but, well, using it for the last 3 days, I can affirm you it's very, very alright. It doesn't feel that off for sure, it's still gonna distract some muscle memory though. But I used to use Windows key anyway, so like, it doesn't really matter where it was. Now let's talk about the apps, and, well, every apps of course will need Marketplace. You guess it, I used to stream it back then and probably will do it again someday. Microsoft Store is getting a design overhaul too. The menu is now on the side and rounded corners is everywhere. And surprisingly, Windows 11 will also run Windows apps, probably through WSL. So I guess Project Astoria is not really dead after all. Eh? And they got the apps through Amazon Web Store because, Microsoft, Google, it. Google, don't you dare to touch it again, you selfish Oh yeah, also Xbox integration is getting more integrated. Ew, that's probably square. Well, they'll fix it, right? Right? Anyway, now let's talk about how they approach the keynote because it's weird for me. Maybe it's because I used to Apple-style keynotes. Microsoft's approach on the event is more touching on personal level. Everyone is telling about their past and then correlates to what they are working now on Windows and such. And Satya Nadella only shows up on the end of the keynote giving ending remarks. That's something for me. Oh yeah, there is one set. They don't talk about IRM. Well, I guess I will stick with the original plan then. And yeah, that's pretty much it actually. So yeah, thank you for watching this rather quick and dirty video. If you like this and this kind of video, you know what to do. And by the way, what's about yesterday's event that got you hyped or disappointed? Write it in the comment, and so I will see you again next time. Tschüss und auf Wiedersehen.